Hello everyone and welcome back to the FPL Engine YouTube channel. Now in today's video I'm going to be talking you through my transfer plans for FPL Game Week 5. Starting off with the team review from Game Week 4, as you can see it's quite a successful week. Once again another green arrow. I've not had a red arrow yet, which I think's quite rare to be fair with, some of the other content creators I've seen. I think I'm doing obviously quite well. I think all the transfers I've made so far have gone relatively well. Obviously you can say maybe Sarr wasn't great, but then again he did score. And then I went to Semenyo. So overall from them two transfers, I've gained 20 points out of them 2 weeks. So yeah, I'd say it's gone quite well. It's been quite a good start. The only issue for me is Watkins and Rodgers. However, I'll take you through my chip strategy and how I'm planning to, sort of just get rid of them anyway. So that's not a problem for me. But yeah, as you can see, decent week. Robert Sanchez not picking up the clean sheet, but I think we all expected that. And to be honest, this week and next could be the last 2 weeks of me owning him anyway, so not too much of an issue for me. Obviously, that's meant to say Anderson, it's not a FPL Engine YouTube video if there's not a mistake. So obviously Anderson with the 10-pointer. Very, very happy with how he's been so far. Hitting DEFCON a lot, been very consistent. Pedro Porro, on the other hand, I think could have been a little bit better, Saying he's the most expensive one out of the Spurs defenders, he's definitely the wrong choice, because I could have gone with someone like a Romero, a Mickey van der Ven, who would have ultimately been better so far. Daniel Munoz, he's been a successful pick since I've transferred him in. Obviously, he got me 14 points in 2 weeks, so I'm very, very happy with him for now. Mohamed Salah with another late pen. I will talk about what I'm planning to do with him and if I'm planning on keeping him in just a little bit. I think he hasn't been great, to be totally honest. I think he has got really lucky, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to complain about it. One weird thing is my captain's returned in the 90th minute every single week. I mean, obviously we had the Salah goal in week 1, Salah assist in week 2, the Bruno Fernandes pen in week 3, and obviously the Salah pen in week 4. So I've been very, very, very lucky with my captaincy picks. But then again, that's why you captain penalty takers, because there's always the chance they get that pen. Obviously, Bruno and Salah are very, very good examples of that. Antoine Semenyo, great transfer. Sarr to Semenyo, it went very successfully, as I just said a minute ago. I think, to be honest, he is starting to look more and more essential. He's starting to look like, the best midfielder in the game. I won't go as far as saying that just yet, but he is starting to look like it. And I don't think any player is essential, but as far as essential goes, Antoine Semenyo is definitely up there. What I would also say is people are saying he's like the new Mbermo. I would not go that far just yet, because obviously when Kluivert comes back, he's also off pens when Kluivert's fully back in the team. You would think. Obviously, we can hope he's still on pens. It won't happen. I can tell you that now. Kluivert will be on pens, but well, Kluivert's not fully fit. He's not in the squad. He is very injury prone. So if that keeps happening, Semenyo on pens, who's complaining? Morgan Rodgers, he's been terrible to be honest, and I do want to get him out as soon as possible. He's just not impressed, and I will get onto, obviously the two Aston Villa assets in a minute. Bruno Fernandes, not a brilliant game. Was anyone expecting it versus City? No. I still think he's a good choice. I still think he's a good midfielder, but it really does depend on how United start playing. Tajani Reinders should have had a goal, really. I'm completely fine with him. Another 90 minutes for him, so he's looking like quite a good asset for the time being. Ollie Watkins, again, just another blank. Villa not looking great in attack. And João Pedro with the assist. Was it a bit of a lucky assist? Maybe, but, it's another one for him. He's been absolutely amazing at the start, and I have absolutely no plans of selling him right now. On the bench, we had the Dubravka 3-pointer, doing better than Sanchez, but by a point, so no one's getting too mad over that. We have Nico Williams with the 0-pointer. Forest just did not look great, and they don't look great at the moment. I'm really, really not confident owning him. Esteve with the 4-pointer, hitting the DEFCON. But again, it was a hard fixture, so you would expect him to sort of hit that. And Mark Gue not even getting onto the bench, which I thought he would. I was very, very surprised when he didn't. So, on to my transfer plans. As you can see, I am planning on spending my one free transfer. Now, this is for a very good reason. First of all, Mark Gw not getting minutes, not looking great. Overall, looks like a pretty terrible asset. Igor Thiago, good minutes, should be on penalties. And I am planning on playing my bench boost this week. Now, I'll get into my team in a minute and show you why I'm planning on playing my bench boost. But also, I think I do now want to stick with what I was going for. Last week I said I was going to play my bench boost this week, and I'm sticking with that. And I think the wild card 6 is going to happen. I feel like you have to get Erling Haaland in for that week against Burnley. You just have to do it. If you've not got a way to get Haaland in, you're going to be very scared for that whole weekend, and I would much rather just have Erling Haaland. So I'm pretty certain I'm going to play the wildcard chip instead of the free hit chip, and then save the free hit chip for later down the line, when I might need it more. Getting on to my team selection, as you can see, this is why I want to play the bench boost. Now, if you look at that defence, I don't think there's anyone on the bench or in the first 11 that looks bad for this week. I think what I'm hoping is either Williams or Estevan Dubravka can come away with a clean sheet, and I'm sort of hoping it is going to be Dubravka and Estev, because if that happened, that's 2 clean sheets. If Williams gets it, that's 1. Porro, we can only hope for an attacking return or a clean sheet. Sanchez, will it happen? Again, I don't know, but, we can hope for it. Anderson, sorry, that should say Brentford at home. Again, I don't know how I've managed to mess that up. I'm sorry, really sorry about that. I will try and fix that for the next video when I do one of these again. But that should say Brentford at home. Anderson most likely will get DEFCON. Munoz versus West Ham away. Now, normally that wouldn't look like a brilliant fixture, but right now West Ham just look awful, so it probably is. So yeah, with that defence, I really do think the bench boost is the smart option. Taking a look at the midfield, I think it does look very decent. It could be better, don't get me wrong. Rodgers, it's a good fixture, but do I trust Rodgers? No, not at all. Do I think Rodgers will return? To be honest, no, not at all. So, not looking brilliant there. Reinders against Arsenal away, not looking brilliant there, but you got to look long term. His fixtures, that after that Arsenal game, he's got, Burnley, Brentford. The fixtures do definitely turn. Bruno Fernandes, do I trust him versus Chelsea at home? 50-50 really. If he can get DEFCON and just secure a little 4 points, we'll take it. Ideally, we would like more, but 4 points I wouldn't, get too mad about. Antoine Semenyo, very happy with him as a pick, and captain's armband is on Mohamed Salah. Now, if I do go ahead with the wild card in 6, that's probably going to be the last time Mohamed Salah has the armband, because I've been making wild card drafts, and I've made them with, Salah and Haaland, but it sort of goes from, I can make a draft with Salah, Haaland and Palmer, but then the rest of the team is just so, mid, and it's like, would I rather that and a terrible bench? So if anyone gets injured or anything happens, I'm going to have to spend points. It's not looking great. The team depth isn't brilliant. If Salah blanks and Haaland blanks, that's basically the team done. If I go with just Haaland or just Salah, which obviously we pick Salah at the start, I have said from the start, and I will never ever retract the statement. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've said from the start, I think Haaland will be the better asset, but Salah is the safer pick, and that is exactly how it's been so far. Should I have gone with Haaland? Maybe. Did I want to gamble, to be honest? Not really. So I knew what would happen, and if I'm wildcarding in 6, to be honest, I hope it does happen, but I think, looking at my rank and looking how I've performed so far, I think I've made the right choices. But yeah, what I'm saying is, would I rather have Salah, Haaland, Palmer, and an absolutely no bench, pretty mid team around? Or would I rather have just Haaland, monster defense, brilliant midfield, and a really, really strong attack? Because it goes from an attack of someone like Haaland, Thiago, and Mark Gue on the bench to start in a front three of Haaland, João Pedro, and Gyökeres. I will take you through my current wildcard draft, by the way, in probably the next video and probably my final team selection video, because I have been tinkering around with some drafts and I found one that I really, really like the look of. It's got Arsenal defence coverage, it's got João Pedro, it's got Gyökeres, it's got Palmer, it's got Fernandes. It's basically got everything you could ask for in a team. So I will take you through that probably in the next video. But for now, on to the attack. Same two as last week, and on the bench we will hopefully, if everything goes fine, have Thiago. I think with the bench boost, I just think it's such a pointless chip. I really want to get it out of the way. And my bench looks very good this week. And I've always said this, if your bench looks good, just do it. Because to be honest, the chip's really pointless. I doubt you're going to get much. But I mean, on my bench boost last season, and I've learned from this, I took ages planning it and I got 7 points. You know, I had Gibbs White versus Everton. Forest lost 1-0, he blanked. I think I had, so I can't remember who else I had, but they all blanked. One of them dropped a 1-pointer, I know that. And I think the other two got 2-pointers. But yeah, it's just not. It's not a very powerful chip. It's probably the most pointless one in the game. So if you see a week where you think your bench looks half decent, I'd just say go for it. And seeing as I'm wildcarding anyway, if I wasn't wildcarding, I would not go for Thiago and I would probably just hold it until I'm in a better position too. But because I'm wildcarding anyway, I think there's no point in me keeping it. I'd rather do it and then wildcard out and have a team that I'm just happy with, instead of having to wildcard into a bench boost, fully get that done and then get rid of it. I think I'd rather just get it done before. So Thiago, for me, seems like the perfect move. But anyways, that will be it for now. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and I will see you for my final team selection tomorrow.